Welcome, guys, and welcome back to Gunning to Old Trafford with your host Shady and Ibi, and our much awaited and much esteemed guest next to me, Shahid Abdul. Welcome, Shahid Abdul.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back,
guys.
Shahid Abdul.
Yeah, 100%. And guys, please do not forget to follow the YouTube channel, like, comment, share, hit the bell notification. A beautiful segment is going to be out soon. The Manchester United Top 11 by Shahid Abdul, and now we are
Some interesting surprises as
very,
well.
very.
So
And
if
I'm
you
gonna
haven't
let-
watched it, go onto our
Please do.
channel and please, give it a bit of a watch. Yeah.
And Ibrahim, tell us what's a surprise? The next surprise. We said the
So
top 11 Shahid Abdul. And
because we have Shahid with us and his football knowledge is, I mean, he made an amazing comment earlier. Is that we grew up watching football, we understand football, but before there weren't many platforms for us fans to really give out our feelings around football, and we always we had to watch what was on TV, and that was European focused type commentary, and now we able to give our views and get views of different people growing up in that time. So I think that's really important. So the surprise that we're having, we started on a United 11. And you would have heard that we said that was the golden era.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to stop there since we have Shahid with us. And we're now going to move from a United 11 focus to a more Premier League 11 focus. And I think that will give us a nice flavor to that. Shahid came up with some really interesting picks in his top 11 from a Manchester United perspective. So I'm really interested to get his or a fan's perspective on a Premier League 11, noting that he grew up in the golden era, right?
I'm looking forward to this.
So if you haven't watched the United 11, please, like we said again earlier, get onto the channel and watch it. You'll really be taken aback, and I think you'll agree with some. You might disagree with some as well, but let us know. And without wasting too much time, Shahid, let's jump into your Premier League 11. Before we get into it, just your view on the Premier League as a whole compared to La Liga, Serie A, the Bundesliga. You mentioned it earlier. It was an experiment in the 90s, and when the Premier League was rebranded and relaunched, and it really opened it up for how players have grown now. So where do you think the Premier League stacks itself against the other leagues in Europe and across the world?
I think it remains the best league in the world. The Premier League, by its nature, is always been a standard bearer of football. The best footballing trends, the tactics, the managers, the players, the goal scorers, goalkeepers, the amount of international players who are going to be playing in the World Cup, who apply their trade in England, just stands for itself. So it's contributed so much to the development of the global game. But also, interestingly, it's been commercially viable to such an extent. It's attracted the best in the world. So the best in the world have come to England to actually help it make it the league it is today.
Yeah,
so it's not the English game. It's more the global game. The managers, the players from all over the world who come there to make the Premier League so exciting. And I think that's what sets it apart. Its pace, its aggression, its competitiveness compared to La Liga. I mean, La Liga, we always talk about a top three. In Serie A, we talk about a top 3. In Bundesliga, it's a top 1. In the Netherlands, it's a top 2. In France, it's top 2.
Yeah.
But in the Premier League, we talk about a top 6, maybe sometimes a top 7.
Yeah,
True that.
100%.
And I think that just tells you the nature of the competitiveness in England. And also, we forget, and some people forget this, that even relegation battles become exciting in the English Premier League.
You wait for that.
You wait to see who's being relegated,
Yeah.
who's not. It's a competition. Who's getting promoted? I mean, do you watch La Liga 2 to see who's going to get promoted? No, but we all watch the championship final to see who's coming.
And that's it, a championship final, right? They
Yes.
make it.
Yes.
They make
At
a
Wembley.
spectacle about
At
it.
Wembley, yes, so that is the level of
And also the money that's
England.
pumped into the Premier League is
Yes,
amazing, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that's why it's so important.
And I think to his point, it's Manchester City can beat Manchester United 6-3, and then go on to lose to a Fulham 1-0, right? Because the quality of the league is just from top to bottom. And I know
100%
City won't
agreed.
because they're a cheat code in the Premier League. You know, it's like having, you know when you play Ultimate Team?
Yes,
And you have your mommy's credit card?
Oh, yeah, you just buy.
And you just buy. That's what Man City is. You know?
so
So,
true.
yeah, I mean, let's not get into City. They hurt us enough. So, Shahid,
But yeah. Top
your
11.
Premier League 11.
Okay.
Abdul,
Sure, I'm
goalkeeper.
ready. I've got the black pen here. You are
Okay.
spoiled.
So I'm
for
just
choice.
going to request an adjustment on the traditional.
Oh, yeah, before,
Formation.
yeah, exactly. You know, we normally go for a standard 4-4-2.
Yeah.
But Shahid had a bit of a request.
I want to do a 3-4-3 diamond shape in the middle.
3-4-3.
3-4-3 diamond.
The diamond in the middle.
It's
classy. Okay,
a
diamond
I'm also
in the
going to
middle.
write it down as a diamond
Yes.
3-4-3. This
Okay.
is beautifully prime. Are you excited?
I'm
freaking
nervous
excited.
now, man.
I'm very
A
nervous.
3-4-3 diamond. You know, that was a FIFA formation.
Yeah.
By the way, I invented this formation on Football Manager 2020.
Yeah.
And I used it with a team from also Ireland called Shamrock Rovers.
Oh, Shamrock.
Hey,
Rovers.
And I managed to take Shamrock Rovers to the group stage of the Champions League. We got
Oh,
kicked
brilliant.
out.
Wow.
But
But I mean, it's Shamrock Rovers.
3-4-3 diamond in the middle. Yeah. Okay.
So listen, Villa, you might be sacking Gerrard soon. Liverpool great or whatever it is. But if you're interested in a replacement, we always have Shahid Abdul, right?
guys.
So,
Yes, sir.
I mean, he took Shamrock Rovers to the quarterfinal of the Champions
not for the
League.
group stage.
Group stage,
But,
sorry.
but to qualify for group stage. Okay. So So goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper, yes.
Goalkeeper was an easy choice. It's the same one I chose for United, Peter Schmeichel.
The Great Dane.
The Great Dane.
Safe
Makes
hands,
sense.
Safe
No,
hands.
no, disagree with that one.
Safe hands. Also, I don't know, you'd agree maybe. I don't know, maybe Shady from a technical perspective,
Yep.
but could he have been one of the very first few ball-playing goalkeepers, sweepers? in-
We mentioned it on the
actually
channel.
spoke about
We
it.
mentioned it on the channel a couple of weeks
He
back.
modernized that
Yeah.
position.
He invented
Exactly,
that
yeah.
sweeper keeper,
Exactly.
you know?
And let's
Neuer
be honest,
and all of them.
in today's world, and that's what what you want.
People
It
talk about
adds-
Neuer.
It adds a number.
They talk about Ellison doing
Yeah,
that. They talk
exactly.
about Edison. But Peter Schmeichel was the first one to be
He
able
was.
to do that and dominate in that
Yes,
sense.
100%.
Okay. And so basically it would be Peter Schmeichel, and then I would have a back three.
Back three, wow.
Okay.
So
That has to be
the
a
back
very
three
solid back
needs
three.
solid, but it also needs a bit of pace with it as well as a to counter attack and also to run back.
Mm-hmm.
So my back three would be Nemanja Vidic, number
Okay.
one, solid.
Solid rock.
In the center, the great Tony Adams from
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Arsenal.
Well
Okay.
done.
Interesting.
Next to him, just to
I'm excited.
bring that to hold that defense, and on the left of Tony Adams on this side, just to give that pace and that flair, and also able to track back defend, would be Ashley Cole.
Ashley
In the
Cole.
sense, okay.
So
That's
you'd
a-
have three in the
So I
back,
got you.
So
yeah?
it's not a compact three in the back.
No,
You've got
no,
a bit of
no,
a
no.
spread
spread
out
out
three.
three in the back. Yeah.
So once we're attacking, Cole will advance a bit. Adams
And
and,
then we'll split- you
Vidic will
split the
Oh,
centre
I love
backs,
it.
yeah.
I love it.
But it relies on who's in front of them, and you will love who's in front of them.
Okay. Good.
So one of the best.
I mean, that's a bit of a curveball formation.
Yeah,
and
It's
a
a
bit of a,
heavy one, but yeah.
so let us know, guys, what do you think
Yeah.
of
I love it. I
a
love it.
back three with a left back playing in the left side of the back three?
just so he can.
so
form
that
part
he
of
can
the-
bomb forward
Yeah.
and
Very
then
technical,
having
Yeah.
Tony Adams and Vidic split and then hold that back line with Schmeichel. So it's a really out of the box kind of formation.
definitely.
So yeah, Villa, please consider Shahid.
Yeah,
I mean, this
please,
is
man.
something.
I hope
different.
Arteta and Ten Hag's taking notes.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Brian.
Exactly.
Yes, it's brilliant.
Okay, let's see how this progresses.
Okay,
now I'm
yeah.
interested.
So now,
I'm
now it
intrigued.
depends. Now you need in front of the person right in front of Adams needs to be someone who's a leader, who's no nonsense. Traditionally, a hard tackler can run forward a little bit, but doesn't commit too much, but can control the game. And someone who basically
I
chop.
mean, you just spelled Roy Keane for me.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
it's actually not.
Oh,
So it's somebody who basically could break your legs and have threatened to break legs before.
okay.
And Shady will be happy. That is
Yeah?
Patrick Vieira.
Ooh,
Just in front of them. So you have Patrick Vieira holding.
Look at this guy.
I'm so
No,
excited.
you have Patrick Vieira
Okay.
holding. So if
That's
Patrick
your
Vieira
team,
needs
okay?
to drop, just in front of the two centre backs. He's there. He can clean up the ball. He can play it forward. So he's not a clumsy guy who can't pass or run with the ball or take it out of danger. He's there in case Ashley Cole can't come back in time. But Ashley Cole will always be back in time because he's quick on the ball.
So this is the base of your diamond, all right?
No, yeah. So he's the base of the
That's-
midfield diamond, is Patrick Vieira. In front of him, on the right-hand side, is Frank Lampard.
Okay.
Lampard, and that's this thing.
That's
So
the
it's not
legs.
only it's the legs to carry, so he can pick up the ball from Vieira, move it forward, go in any direction. Also, Lampard is a player who traditionally could run down the flanks as well if he wanted to. Takes the ball from here in the middle, goes to the left, comes back in, goes to the right. So you're not really missing a right winger,
Correct.
because remember you are a bit thin on the right.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, the nice part about having Ashley Cole here is that you have support on that
On the left
hand side. So if Lampard needs to move the ball here,
technical.
you see, so we have to get technical here.
Right.
I love
Wow.
that. I love that.
Then alongside Lampard is the great Paul Scholes.
Okay, good.
So that's how I would play them. So
Amazing.
you have Vieira, Lampard,
What a midfield.
and so
Yeah,
that's
Vieira,
the
Lampard,
I didn't think of
Scholes,
it, eh?
yeah. So here, but
Brilliant.
it's all reliant now on how the team is built and works.
Okay.
In front of them, top of the diamond, just behind the striker, is Eric Cantona.
Oh.
The va-va-boom.
Okay? Eric
So
Cantona.
we've got Peter Schmeichel in the polls, right?
Yeah.
We've got Vidic,
Vidic,
Adams,
Adams,
Ashley Cole.
Cole.
And Ashley Cole is not actually, I mean, he's your centre back, the left part of your centre back, bombing forward.
Yeah.
On the left.
And then we've got Vieira in the base of your diamond in midfield, but he'll obviously drop back when needed. You've got Lampard that can traditionally run forward, run with ball carrier. We
carriers.
spoke about that.
Scholes to control the play and control
Control and
possession
move the ball as he wants
as
it.
he wants
Quality,
to.
quality.
Back and forward, he can take the ball back.
And then Eric Cantona to bring that flair at the top,
top
of your
of
diamond.
diamond because you need
And that
creativity.
link up with the
You
with the
need
striker.
creativity.
I don't know. Yeah.
Then
So far, so good.
the three in the front,
Oh,
that
yes, we
arch
need
in the
three.
front.
That's the-
Right hand side, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Have to be a Cristiano Ronaldo.
With pace, running
Because I
in
think
and out.
Cristiano Ronaldo there
Yeah.
negates the fact that you need that
A
right-sided
right wing.
midfielder.
Exactly.
And allows Lampard to then cover in
Yeah.
defense as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then behind
Makes
him, you
sense.
still have Vidic and Adams to clear out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes
So you
sense.
and you
Because I was
have,
a bit worried about the tracking back.
Yeah.
But if you have Ronaldo there, it negates that because,
Yeah, it takes it over.
like I said, Lampard is
Yeah.
there then to play that cover role. Yeah.
also what people forget is you remember Patrick Vieira was one of the very few players. So on a football pitch, everyone talks about players who can play box to box.
Yeah.
But not many people talk about players who can play this line to that line. And Patrick Vieira could fit in
Exactly.
anywhere on that
Anywhere
line.
on
He can
that
move.
field.
So if the ball comes in or there's an attack from this side, if Ashley Cole is back, all three are back. You have Lampard goes to close him down. You have Scholes waiting to get the second ball, and then you have Vieira waiting there
Clean,
before
to
he
clean
even
it
has to
up.
get to Adams.
Okay.
So this is where I was
Okay,
thinking.
nice, very
On the
nice.
left hand side,
Okay.
Thierry Henry.
Oh,
In the position he played
Yes.
for Pep at Barcelona, not the
Yes.
one at Arsenal. Because if you remember, the Arsene Wenger one, he played up front.
Yes, he was the same.
I'm talking about when he
comes off the
played
left, right?
off the left.
Oh, and he cuts in.
When he cuts in.
dangerous of that
Shots.
left.
And remember, because Thierry Henry is more of a centre player,
Yeah.
but who's behind him? Ashley Cole. So where's Ashley Cole when he needs to pass?
Yeah,
He's here.
exactly.
Ashley
He's
Cole
there.
is behind him.
He's
They
there.
played together.
I remember. I don't know if you remember. I mean, I know he played up front for Arsenal, but that game against United when he took the ball off the left
Yeah.
and he curled the
Oh,
ball
Oh,
to the
brilliant.
top.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then
Amazing.
also, that last minute runs into the box. So when a pass comes from Eric Cantona, who's here, knocking it over into the box, who's there on the left hand
Yeah,
side?
Thierry
yeah.
Henry to fully
Va, va,
win.
voom,
Thierry
va,
Henry.
No,
va.
you completed the va and the voom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Va voom, Cantona and Henry.
Now, right at the top,
That's going to be an interesting pick.
which is one of I think
Because you've got Ronaldo and you've got Henry.
Yeah.
So
Cutting.
who's the center focus to hold it up for them? Because
Okay.
you need someone who's clinical, but you also need someone to play with their back towards goal,
Goal.
hold the ball up, and play these two in.
and who
Right?
can score.
Exactly.
And one of the choices, so it's a difficult choice, but if you look at the makeup and the balance of the team,
Yeah.
no one fits this play concept better than one Sergio Aguero.
Okay, I think Shaider will knock me off my feet.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
on this
yeah.
one, Wow.
You have a
He
Sergio
caught me.
Aguero there.
He caught me.
He holds the ball.
Kun.
Oh yes, Kun Aguero.
I think this comes from Shahid's love for Maradona.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
it
And because
comes
he
from
couldn't choose Maradona in the Premier League 11, he went for the next best, which was his ex-son-in-law.
Ex-son-in-law,
In the
yes.
form of Kun Aguero, yeah? So,
Someone who broke United hearts, but you
yes.
can't. He is a great player.
Aguero!
Goal.
You know
What
that
a
Premier
what a
League, when they
piece,
won the league,
Yeah.
What a piece of history.
it was amazing, right? I mean, shit for me. I'm sorry, I said shit.
It's-
Sorry, guys.
Forgive
Crap
me.
for me,
But-
but amazing for
Yeah, that was amazing.
So-
for City fans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the start of their dominance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Through the three rings.
So in case
3-4-3,
yeah,
diamond.
in a defensive phase, you still have Schmeichel, the back three. You have Adams, Vieira. You have Lampard and Scholes who can all play defensive. Cantona remains there. You have Ronaldo and Andre on the left and right, and then you play Aguero in front
That's
in
a
the
winner.
defensive. So you
What
can
a team.
This is a winner.
you can
And I love this formation.
you don't
And the thinking
Yeah.
behind this formation.
But also, it's about also, and I don't sound like Jose Mourinho here, but
Okay.
it's about philosophy and principles of
Oh
play.
yes. Oh yes.
And I don't want to sound like Jose because
Oh,
Jose
yes.
can romanticize football
Yeah,
for
yeah,
no
yeah.
reason.
He loves it.
But it's about that. You have to trust. So you can't have 11 men behind the ball. This doesn't work. You can't crowd your own box because it doesn't work. Then why are you having this formation?
True.
So you need to trust the process to know that Aguero must not be behind the.
Yes.
He must be facing them, waiting for the ball.
Exactly.
You must have Ronaldo and Andre right at the edge
To feed
of
off
that
him.
offside line coming in here, and then you allow these guys here to win, and you have enough firepower, enough strength, enough pace to get the ball back,
Well
and enough
balanced.
tactic. So
I mean,
well
is that
balanced.
famous meme, I am Jose Mourinho.
Yes.
This is Jose
I'm sure
Mourinho.
this is just
I mean, and then to bring it all together,
yeah,
because this formation, as you play, and the players that you have in there, works, right? But it's a formation that only works if everybody pulls their weight
Yeah.
in a team, right?
Exactly.
If you have one straggler,
it's
this
not gonna
formation
work.
doesn't work, right? Because you need people understanding when players move forward that they need to drop in, where they need to cover,
Yeah.
when can they bomb forward, when do they need to hold back a bit. So who instills this philosophy? You mentioned
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
You've got Pep, you've got Sir Alex, but who instills this work
So-
and ethic into this team?
So one of the things here is to take into account that this is how I personally feel. There is one or two managers in world football, I think, that can do this. But the problem is none of them have coached in the Premier League. There's only the diamond influence actually comes from the great Italian coach Marcello Lippi, who won the World Cup with Italy, because he used it when he played Pirlo as Vieira. He played it was Pirlo, Daniela Da Rossi. What is his name? The guy who used to play on the left in that final. Yeah. So yeah, Mauro Camoranesi was
Camoranesi,
there.
yes,
It was
I remember.
Da Rossi. It was Pirlo, and it was what's his name?
He's taking me down memory
So-
in this game, man.
No,
Totti was on.
Totti was here.
Totti
was
was
on
by
the left.
Henry, yes.
Del Piero was
Del
there,
Piero.
and Luca Toni was up front.
Luca Toni.
And then
That's the
Inzaghi
one.
came on at halftime. So,
Oh yeah.
so
yeah,
the only
yeah,
player,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he did not coach Premier League, number one. The second coach who I think can pull it off was a Vincent Del Bosque type of coach. Because if you look at the Spain teams that
Vicente
won,
Del Bosque.
the,
What a play.
the,
What a
di-
coach.
the diamond and the quickness of the transition of a diamond play.
But this is where I'm going to
So-
burst your bubble now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, Shahid Abdul,
It
sorry.
has to be.
We are doing a Premier League
Yeah, I know.
all-time 11.
But I had to
Right?
get that out there.
You chose a formation.
Yes.
You filled it with it.
Yes.
And no, you don't have the choice of
No.
having a Marcello
Of course,
Lippi.
no, of
You
course.
don't have the choice of having a Vicente
Yeah, yeah.
Del Bosque.
Yeah.
So who is this coach that brings your philosophy together? Is it a Liverpool great in Steven Gerrard? Is it Frank Lampard,
Yeah.
who's a player, could double down as a player coach?
Yeah.
I'd like to understand which
So,
coach brings us
Can
together.
can I say something? Just
for it.
allow me this, that they could be one of three, only three that can do this.
We'll allow you to expand on the three.
Okay.
But then we want you to make a choice
All right, okay.
on one.
All right.
Abdul, I think that's fair.
I agree.
From a flair perspective that this brings, Arsene Wenger.
Oh, Abdul
Because-
is very happy.
Okay.
Abdul is
Arsene
very
Wenger-
happy.
Today's my day.
Arsene
Yeah,
Wenger
today's my
could
day.
bring about the best in all of those players.
I'm just checking to make sure this is a United
Yeah, it
top
is
one
a
and not
United.
a Arsenal.
The second one, of course, is Alex Ferguson.
Undoubtedly.
Alex Ferguson would be able to marshal them within the style of play because you have to. That would be the blueprint. So you could get the best out of the whole team.
Yeah.
While Arsene Wenger could get the best out of individual players. I don't know if you guys understand.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah,
of
got
course.
you. Got you.
And then from a tactical masterclass perspective, the only coach perhaps with the guts in the world to try something like this out, maybe in a final, a random final, Champions League final, would be Jose Mourinho.
Oh, Moses. Mourinho.
That's so true.
Who would
man.
have the
I am
actual
Jose
guts. Pep Guardiola is too safe to try something like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
in a
yeah.
Champions
Very
League final.
calculated.
Only Jose Mourinho would go and say, I'm playing this formation. You can decide if you want to play, you play.
Play,
If you
otherwise
don't,
you
you
sit
don't
on the
play,
bench,
it's
yeah.
fine. But I'm saying there's only three that for me would be able to manage it. So one is a master to bring out individual greatness. One to be the team's greatness. The one is the tactical greatness.
Amazing.
So I would go for
I mean, ideally, you'd want them in a backroom staff of all three managing
Yeah.
this
That
team.
would be awesome, man.
yeah. So my best case scenario would be Alex Ferguson as the manager, Jose Mourinho as his assistant, and Arsene Wenger as the director of football.
Oy.
What the?
Oh my god.
That is just me.
Oh my god.
This is all wishful thinking, but this is
Wishful
Wow,
what
that's awesome.
this is
And
what
if
I
you
would
didn't
say.
have that availability, who
Yeah.
would be the coach that brings us together?
From all of them, if
Yeah.
none of them were available. I think, can I be very honest, and I'm not trying to be funny here, but I think one of the younger coach generations that I could see pulling this off would be Mauricio Pochettino.
Okay.
Would understand the philosophy and the technicalities of it. I think Pep
Yeah, he's
is
very technical.
Pep is a perfectionist when it
Yeah.
comes to players. And for him, some of the players are not perfectionists in certain roles. You want them to play in this weird formation. And so I think Pochettino has that enough
can bring that,
broader
yeah,
perspective to say,
yes,
you know
yes,
what,
yes, yes, yes.
to have this thing. I don't think Pep would play two centre backs and
No,
have
no,
one
no.
guy
No,
running
no, never,
without
never, not a
support.
chance.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
Not a chance.
Jurgen Klopp, rock and roll, whatever football Liverpool
Heavy
plays,
metal.
heavy metal can't work with this because
No,
the midfield
no,
is
that
too
won't
crowded. You don't have enough. It's not a pressing style. It's more about dominating. You take the ball and you control
Quick
and you
transitions.
move, and
It's
you
about
move.
quick transitions.
Quick
right?
transitions, yeah. Because remember, you can't press with these type of three in the
No,
back.
no,
You're
not
going to
a chance.
open yourself up.
Yeah.
So it's not a heavy metal football tactic. It's not a Pep Guardiola. It's not a tika-tika. You need a tactical masterclass with disciplined players, which they all are, to sort of... So from a modern era, definitely Pochettino.
So I love this. And just to recap, Shahid Abdul went for a non-conventional 3-4-3 with the midfield diamond. Peter Schmeichel in the back, paired with Nemanja Vidic, and that's making up your spine, right? A flat, or a spread out back three in Vidic, Tony Adams is the center of their defensive three, and Ashley Cole shoehorned in as a left-sided center back, but giving him the freedom to move forward. In midfield, we've got a four-man diamond. At the base of the diamond, a certain Patrick Vieira. Out to his right, we've got Frank Lampard. Out to the right. To the left, we've got Paul Scholes, who can be that conductor that we always talk about. Up front, Vava in the form of Eric Cantona. Voom is completed, so we've got the full Vava Voom because we've got an arc three with Thierry Henry playing off the left, Cristiano Ronaldo playing off the right, allowing that midfield to really thrive, especially the right side of it. And then Kun Aguero back to goal, feeding off the front two and even the midfield. And then playing as a player who can do quick turns and get into pockets to open up space for himself. And even play as that wall, for that quick 1-2 passes up front. And all of this coached by, if it's an ideal situation, Sir Alex Ferguson with a backroom staff of Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger. And if they're not available, Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, this is a really non-traditional team. I really love this formation. I think it gets you thinking, gets you, out of your comfort zone, which I think is really important. As Abdullah is a coach,
Honestly, opposition managers with the formation like this, they're not going to sleep. because if you really get it correct and you get it right and you instill the philosophy into the players, it's
The discipline. If
The
they stick to
discipline,
the
yeah,
discipline.
exactly.
it's a beautiful formation. Guys,
They
I keep
defend
on
with
looking at
numbers
it
and they attack with
because
numbers.
to be
man.
honest with you, I actually want to try this. So yeah, I actually want to try this. I think Shahid Abdul was amazing. Yeah. What else? What else do I have to say?
So
There's so many things running through my
Exactly.
head on Reese.
and the players that he chose is amazing, right? To fill
So
those
much
roles.
balance, man. So much balance. Well done, Shahid.
And I
Abdul
think
was
that's
amazing.
important. So, you'll see that there's a slight differentiator between certain players that were in his United 11 versus the Premier League 11.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about balance, right? It's no use having all of the best players in the world if they don't gel together, if they don't click together and form part of a certain philosophy, footballing principles, as Shai put it. I am Jose Mourinho. So really, really interesting formation. A lot of people lost out in getting into this team, but there's some interesting picks. So let us know, get into the comments, let us know your thoughts. And like we said up front, there is a vacancy in the Premier League. This is your man, all the way from
Yes,
Ghana to Old
definitely.
Trafford. Shahid is an avid championship manager. Football manager.
They do different games.
Okay.
Ibrahim.
Sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. He's correcting me, and you can see, right?
We'll troll you online for this. The whole community will mention
Oh
it.
yes, the whole
The C
community.
word.
Sorry, guys, please don't do
What
that.
an underclass game. Football manager.
With football manager.
So,
okay.
Football Manager, it's out in
November.
and Shahid will obviously be, gunning to get that one. So, if you are a Football Manager fanatic, not Championship Manager, I'll never say the C word again. Get into the comments. Shai can drop you with some tips. He took Shamrock Rovers
To the Champions League group
Wow,
stage.
that's
We have to go through all the qualification stages.
That's amazing.
What we can do is, as a suggestion, maybe when the game launches, even if I'm in Maputo, let's do a quick review.
Brilliant.
On the new game.
I'm actually
New
looking forward to
features,
it, man.
what people can think
Exactly,
about.
yeah.
That'll be really good. So if you are an avid Football Manager fan, we're going to have something dropping in November.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. I think that brings us to
Wow,
the
it
end.
was amazing.
Shai,
Thank you so much.
Any last comments around this team and where they would, if this team was playing in our era, the current era,
Yeah.
where would they finish in on the table? And when I mean current, I mean against Ten Hag's United, Arsenal's Arteta's Arsenal, Klopp, Pep. This current crop of teams, where would they finish?
I think you're looking at
And all of them in their prime.
Yeah, you're looking at a team that would challenge every year for the title.
Yeah, no, in the
And
prime, definitely.
Minimum semi-final of Champions Leagues every year. I don't think you're looking at a team that's going to themselves settle for any less. And then a second place finish would be most probably on goal difference, and they would really kick themselves. And it's the type of team that if they finish second in the Premier League this season, they'll win the next 3 in a row.
Yes.
It's that type of team.
Definitely.
All winners, yeah?
Yeah. Very few teams, I think, would be able to...
And I mean, if you look
To-
at
to-
it,
to
like
compete,
Schmeichel,
yeah.
multiple Premier League winner. Tony Adams, Premier League winner.
Cole as well, eh?
Huh?
Cole.
Cole got 2.
Vidic. Cole got it with
Vidic.
Chelsea and
And with
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Eric Cantona's got it. Vieira's got it.
Lampard's
Scholes got it.
Aguero.
Henry's got it. Aguero's got it. Ronaldo's got it.
All winners.
I mean, all winners,
all
right?
champions.
And I think many of them have won the Champions League as well. Henry
as well.
Ronaldo's won it multiple times.
Lampard,
Aguero, no.
Scholes,
Vieira hasn't.
Vieira
Vidic,
hasn't won it.
Schmeichel, and Cole.
They've all won it.
Yeah, they've all
He's
won
won it with Chelsea.
Yeah. So only Adams, Vieira,
Cantona.
Cantona and Aguero have not won it.
Haven't
So
won
only
it.
4 of the... So
I mean,
7 players
50%
have
of
won
it is Arsenal players, right? And that just tells you that, Arsenal are yet to win this
Things, Ibrahim,
prestigious
it's coming.
Champions League.
Loading, guys.
Well, it's
loading.
not going to be this season.
Not this season. In the near future. But yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys
Wow,
for
guys,
tuning
it
in.
was
Really
amazing.
appreciate it. Amazing teams. Don't forget to watch the United 11 from Shahid Abdul. Now we've got the all-time Premier League 11, and we've got a few more surprises. So we just going to be dropping massive amounts of content. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so that you are up to date or kept up to date with all of the content dropping. This week is going to be amazing. Thank you for joining. And as usual, we are Gun to Old Trafford. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.